Hello, everyone. Pastor George here with today's Bible study recap. And today in Bible study, we looked at Psalm 119. Obviously, this is one of those times I just had to choose one thing to focus on, and it's difficult to do that when you have 150 Psalms to choose from. I guess 148 when you count that I did two on Sunday. But I wanted to choose 119. It comes near the end. And remember, I talked about how the book of Psalms is broken up into 5 books. Okay. So the first two are anticipation about the temple, joy of the temple. Books 3 and 4 are living in the wake of the destruction of the temple. And book 5 is looking forward to the Messianic kingdom. And I'd want to do Psalm 119 because it falls in a section of the fifth book where it falls between the Hallel Psalms, which are the praise psalms, so that's 113 to 118, and the songs of ascent that run from Psalm 120 to 136. And in between those two, you have Psalm 119, which is the longest psalm in the Psalter, but also, like, why is it there? What's its purpose of being there? Well, again, there's the hope of the Messianic King that's in Book 5, and this patiently waiting for that to happen. And so, kind of in the center of the importance of that, you have Psalm 119, which is all about the Torah, the instruction, the law. In fact, if you want to do a little fun exercise, you can go through this whole psalm and look for these words: law, word, testimony, command, statute, precept. Right? So if you do those words right there, you are going to see that there are many times that those words appear. You can count them all up if you wish. And that is because it's the main focus of this. All these things that God has given the psalmist to remember him is going to carry the people until the time of the Messianic King comes, right? So this is the importance of the Torah, and the instruction is it's there as the Messianic King is on the horizon of coming. And so you have this interesting structure to this. It's an acrostic. It follows the entire Hebrew alphabet from Aleph to Tav. And in all of these sections, the beginning of each line starts with that letter. So all of the first ones in the Aleph section all start with Aleph. The ones in Beit start with Beit and Gimel and Dalet and so on. So you work your way down the Hebrew alphabet into all of these different stanzas. And each of these stanzas has its own focus and interest, but they're all united around this idea of the law, right? That it's important to follow and do it. And it relates to lots of different parts. So sometimes it's thanksgiving for the law, right? Sometimes it's you in the midst of hostility, clinging to the law, of constantly remembering the law, meditating on the law through speech and action, right? Commitment to the law in face of danger. You're going to see that these themes kind of follow in every single letter. And the answer or the question is, why is this the case? Well, the Torah is the guide during a time without the Messianic King. And so as the book is crescendoing, right, it's getting to those final psalms that come at the end, especially 145 to 150, which are the final hallelujah psalms of it that end the book of Psalms. It's all leading up to that point. And so Psalm 119 serves as a very good, again, kind of like condensed vision of maybe the way that life should be seen until the Messianic kingdom comes. So you hold on to the Torah, you hold on to the law, because that is what is going to guide you into this new era, right? And this is exactly what Christians do and still do, right? We still hold to the Torah and the law, right? We still care about those things and see them as divinely inspired. Jesus himself says that that my words will pass away, but heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. That it is easier to remove all these things than to take a jot or tittle out of the law, right? So it's very important to Jesus that the Torah is there and stands as a testimony of God's faithfulness, which is what it is, and his instruction on how to live life. And that's exactly what Psalm 119 is all about, in essence. Why it's important to do these things, even in spite of great trial and tribulation. So that's what we talked about today. I hope you found that interesting, and I will see you tomorrow for an episode of A New Thing. Peace out.